So, what did you think?
There's a moment everyone has experienced. Sitting in a group conversation, listening to people passionately discuss ideas that seem obviously flawed.
I'm just worried we're moving
The
too
logical
fast.
errors are glaring. The contradictions are painful. But saying something would make things worse. So silence becomes the only option. And in that silence, a strange isolation sets in. The quiet realization that thinking differently means standing alone. Arthur Schopenhauer, the 19th century philosopher, spent his life exploring why this happens. Why intelligent people are not celebrated but feared.
Why society doesn't embrace its brightest minds, but instead pushes them to the margins, treats them with suspicion, and punishes them for seeing what others cannot. His answer is more disturbing than most people want to admit.
The comfortable illusion.
No, can't be.
Schopenhauer believed that most people don't actually want truth. They want comfort. They want certainty.
Everything okay over there?
They want their
Yeah, just
existing
thinking.
beliefs validated, their worldview confirmed, their choices justified. Intelligence threatens all of that. When someone thinks deeply, questions thoroughly, and follows logic to uncomfortable conclusions, they inevitably dismantle the comforting narratives that most people use to navigate life. And nobody thanks someone for destroying their peace of mind. Schopenhauer observed that mediocrity feels safe because it asks nothing of anyone. It doesn't challenge, it doesn't disturb. It simply reflects back what people already believe, like a mirror that shows them exactly what they want to see.
Are you sure about this?
But intelligence is different.
Intelligence is a light that reveals the cracks in the foundation, the inconsistencies in the logic, the convenient lies people tell themselves. And when that light shines too brightly, people don't celebrate it. They resent
These
it.
notes, I think we should prioritize the integration phase.
I agree. How does that affect?
The burden of seeing. There's a passage in Schopenhauer's work where he describes the intelligent person as someone cursed with clarity in a world that prefers blindness. Most people, he argued, experience life through a fog of confusion, distraction, and self-deception. This fog is merciful. It protects them from the harsher aspects of existence. But intelligent people don't get that protection. They see through the fog. They recognize the suffering inherent in existence, the futility of many human pursuits,
The arbitrary nature of social conventions. They can't unsee what they've understood.
and this creates a fundamental divide. The intelligent person lives in a different reality than everyone else, not because they're arrogant, but because their minds won't allow them to accept the simplified versions of truth that bring others comfort. Society senses this difference, and it reacts with fear.
And then he actually did it. No.
But why fear? Why not admiration?
Why not gratitude for those who can see further and think deeper?
But how does this align with our core objectives?
It supports the long-term strategy.
Schopenhauer discovered something unsettling about human nature.
That makes sense.
People don't fear intelligence because they don't understand it. They fear it because, on some level, they do understand it. And what they understand is that intelligence exposes their own limitations. Limitations they've spent their entire lives pretending don't exist.
Together. You're right. Thank you.
The uncomfortable reflection. When an intelligent person speaks, they inadvertently hold up a mirror to everyone around them, and what people see in that mirror is terrifying. Their own intellectual laziness, their unexamined assumptions, their acceptance of answers that don't actually make sense. Schopenhauer wrote that talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. But there's a consequence to this. When genius points to that invisible target, when intelligence reveals possibilities that others haven't considered, it creates an uncomfortable awareness. People suddenly realize they've been aiming at the wrong thing, or worse, that they haven't been aiming at anything at all. They've been following the crowd, accepting inherited wisdom, and moving through life on autopilot.
Efficiency. Good catch.
Exactly. I'll note that down.
Perfect. We're making great progress.
The intelligent person doesn't even need to say you're wrong for this dynamic to unfold. Their mere presence, their way of thinking, their questions, these are enough to trigger defensiveness and hostility. The collective mediocrity.
Situation.
I know. I'm just worried.
We can handle it
Schopenhauer had a
together.
brutal term for this phenomenon, the collective mediocrity of society. He observed that human beings are fundamentally social creatures who find comfort in conformity. The average opinion, the common belief, the shared illusion, these create a sense of
That was
safety.
beautiful. I'm so glad we could all be here.
Me too. It really feels special.
To more nights.
Intelligence disrupts that safety. It's inherently non-conformist, not out of rebellion, but out of necessity. A mind that thinks independently will inevitably reach conclusions that differ from the majority, and the majority experiences this difference as a threat.
We have to be sure. This passage here perfectly captures what we've been discussing.
Because if the intelligent person is right, then the majority is wrong. And if the majority is wrong, then all the decisions, sacrifices, and commitments made based on those wrong beliefs suddenly seem foolish.
Let's just say the floor was very clean after.
I would have paid to see.
People can't admit that, so instead, they attack the messenger, the persecution pattern.
Behold the sacred vessel, symbol of our...
Throughout history, this pattern repeats. Socrates was forced to drink hemlock. Galileo was threatened with torture for proposing heliocentrism. Darwin was mocked and vilified for his theory of evolution.
These forms blend as one, from distant past to present mind.
These weren't stupid people rejecting ideas they couldn't understand. These were threatened people rejecting ideas they understood too well. Ideas that would require them to abandon cherished beliefs and comfortable certainties.
So, I think we've got a solid plan.
I agree. The timeline looks good. Yes.
Schopenhauer himself experienced this. His philosophical work was largely ignored during his lifetime, while lesser thinkers became celebrated. Why? Because his ideas were too dark, too uncomfortable, too honest about the suffering and meaninglessness he saw in existence. Society didn't want truth. It wanted reassurance. The eternal loneliness. Perhaps Schopenhauer's most tragic insight was this: intelligent people are condemned to loneliness. Not the temporary loneliness of being physically alone, but the permanent existential loneliness of being intellectually alone. They can be surrounded by people and still feel utterly isolated because genuine understanding requires a meeting of minds, and such meetings are rare. Most conversations feel shallow, most interactions feel performative, most relationships feel incomplete. Schopenhauer wrote, "A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free."
Alone in it. You're not alone. I'm here. We'll figure it out.
This wasn't celebrating isolation. This was acknowledging a painful reality. Freedom of thought requires independence from the herd, and that independence comes with the price of separation.
That's a brave thing to admit. It's hard. Every time I try, I just get hurt.
We all have those.
The
fears.
paradox of value.
Sorry.
So what now?
We move forward. Together.
Okay.
And here's the cruelest irony. The very intelligence that society fears is also the intelligence that society depends on. Every technological advancement, every scientific breakthrough, every philosophical insight that has improved human existence came from individuals who thought differently, who questioned deeply, who refuse to accept the limitations of common wisdom. Society needs its intelligent members, but it also resents them. It wants the benefits of their thinking without having to confront the discomfort their thinking creates.
These words hold the power to change everything.
So it puts them in a double bind. Contribute your brilliance, but don't make anyone feel stupid. Solve our problems, but don't question our assumptions. Think differently, but don't stray too far from what we already believe. The Schopenhauerian response. So what did Schopenhauer recommend for intelligent people living in a society that fears them? Not bitterness, not arrogance, not withdrawal into complete isolation.
I think it's time to face this.
Instead, he advocated for something more subtle,
Might have the answers.
acceptance. Accept that most people will not understand. Accept that loneliness is the price of clarity. Accept that the crowd will always prefer comforting lies over uncomfortable truths.
Here, your energy is what drives us forward. Together, we can achieve what we once thought impossible.
But don't let that acceptance become compromise. Don't dull the intellect to fit in. Don't pretend to be less than what one is just to make others comfortable. Schopenhauer understood something that remains true centuries later. Intelligence isn't feared because it's incomprehensible. It's feared because it's threatening. It exposes the gaps in everyone's understanding, including their own.
See? We're not crazy.
Told you.
Society will always be uncomfortable with those who see too clearly, think too deeply, and question too thoroughly. Not because these people are dangerous, but because they reveal how much everyone else has accepted without examination. The intelligent person doesn't scare society because they're different. They scare society because they're a reminder of what thinking could be, and what most people have chosen not to do.
Assumption X contradicts fact Y. We must address...
Schopenhauer lived this isolation, wrote about this persecution, and ultimately made peace with this reality. His message wasn't one of despair, but of fierce independence. The mind that thinks freely must be willing to stand alone.
And perhaps that's not a curse. Perhaps that's the cost of seeing the world as it actually is, rather than as everyone wishes it would be. Subscribe for more explorations of philosophy and the human condition.